Alright. Let's get back to it. What do we got? Popular support. Rally new recruits. More manpower is always good. Just train one guy. Reset the timer. I can probably just move my phone here. I had it charging for a while because it was close to dead. My cord doesn't reach out that far, but let's go ahead and start her up. What do we got here? Not too much. Tsar Vladimir III sat within his office in the Imperial Palace of Vyatka. He awaited the arrival of leaders of the principalities' political factions, as he had called them together to discuss the future of the nation. At 12 o'clock, he heard the raised voices of Solzhenitsyn coming from behind the door. The man was a shrewd politician. Of that, there could be little doubt, but by God, he was loud. The doors to his study swung open as the three most powerful men in Vyatka strode into the room. Solzhenitsyn had thankfully quieted upon entering the room. They greeted the Tsar and took his seats. Welcome, gentlemen. I thank you all for coming. Feasible pleasantries out of the way, Vladimir spoke again. As you are all well aware, we are poised to begin the reclamation of Russia within the coming months. However, if we are to have any chance of success in this coming trial, we must go forth as a united front. The traitors and cultists that surround us will use any sign of division among us to bring about our demise. I implore each of you, set aside your differences for the time being. All of our efforts must be towards the pacification and unification of Russia. For a moment, they could see hints of surprise on their faces, unused as they were to the firm tone he used. Roman was the first to find his voice. I should speak for all of us when I say that we would be happy to put aside our differences for the betterment of Russia. Shulgin and Solzhenitsyn nodded as he spoke, though Solzhenitsyn seemed reluctant to do so. However, my Tsar, we all understand the status quo is unsustainable in the long run. There must be some resolution once West Russia is in our hands. Vladimir nodded in agreement. I agree. When the wars for West Russia are over, we must finally decide the future of the Empire. The meeting would last well into the evening, and as Vladimir prepared to go to his chambers for the night, he downed a particularly large dose of painkillers to mute the migraine he had nursed through the day. A temporary solution. I'm gonna grab my water back here real quick. How much do I have? Not much, but hopefully enough. The Oberkommandos are winning. Muscovy versus those guys. We'll see what happens there. Let's get some better rifles going. Who's winning in the Civil War? Not Speer. Really not Speer. Probably Bormann. Yeah, probably Bormann. There we go. Okay, let's rein in the officers. The army of the Russian Empire was, at the end, not truly professionalized. Discipline was poor, loyalty was lacking, and officers had little motivation beyond their own advancement. Many of our current officers hail from this tradition, and have unfortunately brought it along with them. If it's ours to reclaim Russia, this cannot be allowed to continue. The Council will issue directives in order to put an end to the worst expressions of disorder, and officers identified as reformers will be promoted. The army, from private to general, will fall in line and act as a unified body, or be punished appropriately. There we go. What's Verlovsk up to? Nothing too much. Out of usual. Tumen. Omsk is infiltrating. Scavenge for loot, so let's go ahead and do that. Loot, 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 loot! Marine and officers. Early artillery. Let's get that up to basic. Emperor's authority. What do we want to do here? There's only one option. So Emperor's authority. Since its arrival in Vyatka, the Tsar has essentially ruled the principality as a dictator. While this has worked for a time, calls for reform and democracy have grown increasingly strong, and the Tsar has listened. However, there is a time and place for everything, and now is not. With war on the horizon, the time for democracy is not now. The Council will issue directives, making it clear that while political reform is and will be coming, it will not occur until after both the consolidation of a region and the centralization of the Tsar's government is accomplished. Reasonable. Very, very reasonable, I'd say. Construction. Let's work on a bit better artillery, I guess, for now. Emperor's authority. Let's meet with leaders. The immigrant movement was never unified in its vision for restored Russia. While all acknowledge the value of the monarchy, all have different views on what form it should take. These differences have, in some regrettable cases, led to violence. This is unacceptable. We are all Russians. Striving for the same goal, and the Council will therefore coordinate with Tsar to bring the leaders of each faction to the palace in a fashion that will not provoke further conflict or suspicion of the motives of the others. The Tsar will make his plans and requirements clear, and in doing so, stabilize the political situation in the conquest ahead. Oh! Matan, holy shit, how are you, man? Thank you for the 20. I appreciate. Still here and leading with top donations. Sent something in DMs. Oh, man. You know how to treat a gentleman, don't you? Man. What can I say? My simps treat me well. My simps know how to treat me. Let me check the DMs real quick. Ooh, fuck. That's a bit more of a paragraph I can afford to read right now, but I will read it, and thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot. Man. Whew. Dimitri watched the Imperial Guard march in the streets from his apartment. Good to see you again. Love you, buddy. Thank you. Nice to see you. Dimitri watched the Imperial Guard march from the streets from his apartment. This had been the first time in Dimitri's life he had seen them so lively. He was just a worker, barely making a living in Vyatka as a farmhand before coming to work at the Imperial Distillery. Just when he was just a farmhand, the military rarely came around, and only to collect taxes or clear bandits. In the city, they acted as more of a police force, but they still weren't rigid to the bone. Now they were a true, disciplined army. He had heard from some of his friends that the factories were being shifted to focus on military production. Propaganda leaflets and radio ads could be seen and heard throughout the city, encouraging young men like him to join. Dimitri had no interest in this, for he had wished to live. After all, he had seen the end of the bombings. He had to learn to deal with all his life. That's a typo right there. He wasn't going to die now, after they had just stopped dropping the bombs. However, he also knew what this meant for the city. Vyatka was out in the open and easy to attack. Bandits not tried to attack the city due to their disorganization in defense of the city, but Vyatka did not plan on going against bandits. No, the Tsar wished to go to war with his enemies in the name of restoring his hold over all of Russia. This meant that the city would go under martial law, and the army would protect the city against any foe. He worried the city may even become a battleground, blown to shreds by artillery shells. But there was no point in worrying himself over what could happen, for it would bode well for his mind. His mother always did say the mind was sometimes the greatest enemy of a man, and she was right. He had to keep working, for if he didn't, who knows what would happen. So he went to work at the distillery as soldiers continued to march in the streets, their officers shouting orders at them, and war on their very lips. The drums of war beat ever louder. Whew. Okay. Oh! Peugeot! My man! Populist and racist? Question mark? Huge. And it's kind of like that. It's probably gonna fuck me, demonetization-wise. Monetization-wise, I should say. Shoot. What do we want to go ahead and fortify? Let's fortify the Vyatka border. I can see that. We need to build a wall. You get it. You get it. And Vyatka will... No, we're Vyatka. We have to get... We're going to have the communists pay for it. We got Zhukov over there. He's going to pay for it. Okay, we got an uneasy peace going. Through the efforts of both the Tsar and the Imperial Council, peace has been brokered in the Principality. The man Peugeot did get elected, Mr. Turtle. You got it. Peace has been brokered in the Principality, at least for now. Opposed political factions are threatening, or treating each other with civility, if nothing else, and the military has shed much of the disorder and efficiency once displayed. But we must not become complacent. The divisions are still there beneath the surface, and we will have to deal with them in time. However, they are currently united behind our goal, both to consolidate control of a region and to establish a basis for the true expansion of the Tsar's authority over all of Russia. They have to do. That will have to do, at least for now. There we go. It was most unusual for the Tsar to call a meeting of his council without the agenda being established beforehand. Thus, when he hid, as he had just done, the representatives of Vyatka's political factions, he knew something important was about to happen. As Gul, Sonsinskin, and Shulgin sat down across from him, he welcomed them in turn, took a deep breath, and spoke. I've called you here because I believe that the time will soon come for a general congress to be held. I have heard, as you have, the calls for democracy increase day by day, and I do not believe that modern Russia can endure the rigid autocracy of my ancestors. Gul, the eternal reformer, spoke first. Your Majesty, his eyes shining and a smile spreading across his face. This is excellent news, and most heartening besides. The people will deeply respect this choice. But when will it happen? Sotsinskin interrupted, his own eyes narrowing. As soon as we are secure. Vladimir gestured above himself. With the ending of the bombing raids, the generals have told me that it is imperative we move quickly to secure the region, before others do the same. As soon as that is achieved, the Congress will be called. There was more said, but the most important messages had been conveyed. As Freeman left the room, Shulgin hesitated before closing the door behind him, and spoke. Majesty, I wanted to thank you. What you have said here today has helped an old man have confidence that his life of dedication has not been wasted. Alone again, Vladimir looked out his window. With any luck, very soon his domain would extend much further indeed. Always towards the future. There we go. Man. So, chat, how are you guys doing? We got 6 viewers. Surely we have, some people with some going on. Doing good so far? Glad to hear, McCad. Glad to hear. Okay, let's begin the reclamation then. The state is ready. You got a girlfriend? My dude! Let's get some pogs in chat for him. My dude, good shit. I saw some mentions of that in the Discord message. I just haven't read it fully, but that is huge. I'm glad for you, man. Political stability has, at least temporarily, been achieved. The military has been stabilized, modernized, and prepared for campaign. We are as ready as we can be. The journey to reclamation will be long and hard. Difficult fights, both on and off the battlefield, will be found. Every Russian will be tested, and it will take all of their courage, strength, and faith to ensure that they will not be found wanting. In the end, however, we will be victorious. There is only one Russia, just as there is only one legitimate heir to its legacy. Keeping such in mind, we cannot but be victorious. In the end, all look to the Tsar, waiting for the moment when he will give the order to march. Tsunami Bog. Tsunami Bog, more like Tsunami Pog. Am I right, chat? Oh, Comey wants loot, huh? Are we looting anything right now? Honestly, fuck it. I'll give him the loot. Well, we got our front lines. We have everything ready. Let's not fuck it up right now. Remember, no Russian. Yeah, fuck. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, the Empire strikes back. There we go. Whew. We let the thunder of victory rumble. Honestly, I'm looking at the Revenge of the Bolsheviks. Yep. Sorry, I had to message someone. The Empire strikes back. When the communists first defeated the White Army, they thought that monarchism in Russia was forever destroyed. But we have returned, and are perhaps even stronger than before. We have gathered our strength, and we are prepared to expand the lands of Tsar and the Romanov dynasty. One by one. Warlords and statelets around us will fall. Their victory returned to imperial control. Their territory returned to imperial control. The Empire is finally prepared to strike back and reclaim what is rightfully hers. Stalin, be like I am the Senate. It's not Stalin. Stalin is obscure in this timeline. It is Bukharin. Bukharin is like, I am the Senate. Let's see what's going on in Germany. Speer's kind of hanging in there. Actually, I mean, he's going against Heydrich kind of well. Bormann is probably going to win there. The resistance is winning in England. What about elsewhere? I'm hoping Kemerova doesn't win just because I've seen him win too many times. Yeah, Stalin got purged. That's it. That's it. Cheetah's winning. Yeah, that one makes sense. Alright. Let's let the thunder of victory rumble. Italian, yep, Italian Empire. Oh yeah, this is... I don't know if you know this mod. I gotta clue you in. This is where the Axis wins World War II. As the army marches to war, so do its people in support. From Vyatka to Zvensk, the Tsar subjects have gathered loudly to proclaim their support for the beginning of reclamation efforts against their neighboring regimes. In the interest of capitalizing on the sentiment, while also demonstrating power to our soon-to-be enemies, we will organize a parade in Vyatka prior to deployment. The people will see their army and their Tsar marching off to victory. They don't have bullets for shooting hardened spaghetti. Yeah, well... They don't have much because, you know, Atlantropa kind of screwed them over, so... We'll see how much spaghetti they got. Yeah, the Swiss are fine. The Swiss are fine still. No one's going to invade Switzerland anytime soon. Accurate as always. Exactly. Oh, they're eating Novopolska. Nee. Ooh, who is going to war with us? Comey is going after us. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Okay, Comey. I see how it is. Offensive line. March to Syktyvkar. Let's see what ended up working there. Comey is declaring war on us. Comey 1925. The Russian Comey 1925, the Russian version of Comey 2012. Ooh, man. Alright, so the resistance is won in England. We'll see how they do against the Cornwall Governorate. So we'll get working on Operation Prodigal Son. Actually, fuck, we won't be able to, because we gotta be at peace for it. How long do they have for this? 12 days. Yeah, fuck, we're just gonna have to sit and bide our time here. They have no national focus set. Shinifax, we're going after Bashkira. Yeah, okay. Just like Russians did after Ribbentrop-Molotov. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, move, guys. Move, move, move. Okay, we're gonna have one in the capital. Okay, let's see. Do you guys want to march into us? Oh no, they're marching into the capital. They took our capital, god damn it. Well, that's not a good sign already. But actually... Okay, let's do loot. And where's the offensive? Yeah, offensive. Can we do this? We can actually. That's pretty good. Hold up. We got some fighters. We gotta at least contest the airwaves. Air superiority, close air support. There we go. We got green air going. You pin him there. There goes Richard Nixon. You can get going, actually, Mr. Truck. No. Wait. You go there. You're fine where you're at. You guys take them out. You do that. You do that. And with that, we'll retake Recove. Okay, listen here, you little shit. Fucking Kemerovo again, god damn it. I was thinking about hopping in to prevent them from reunifying, because I saw it's been a couple games now that they've done that, but no wait, well, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Well, it's too late, it's happened. The only thing we can do now is go with it. Okay, honestly, we might just want to do a VP rush. We have our trucks in. Fuck. Are they gonna go after Berzniki next? They're threatening the imams. Roosh. Okay, I'll allow that real quick. There you go. You're good. Just realized I don't... Well, Mikad's on, actually. I was about to say I don't have any mods. Looks like I have some. Okay, let's start doing a few pushes. Let's just get one done, and then you help him out. Get him some supply. Move into Syktyvkar. Got their arsenal locked and loaded. How much do they have left after that? Not much. They really don't have that much left. If we take this, we gotta be good, right? There goes Kennedy, damn it. Feels bad. You know, another troop train, beautiful. That's what we need. Come on, guys. There we go. Pandora's box is forever shut. Okay. Operation Prodigal Son. Communicate 853 of the Imperial Russian Army on Berzniki territory in the Malorossi. The Imperial Army has completed deployment at identified staging positions and is prepared to commence operations against the rogue Government of Berzniki. Initial reconnaissance has revealed enemy forces to be inferior in number, equipment, and capability. Formations will hold position and maintain readiness as diplomatic solutions, potentially including a meeting between His Imperial Majesty and A. Kazanbek, are explored. Should diplomatic efforts fail or be reconsidered, operations can begin immediately. Okay. I'll do a front line against the Aryan LARPers. corrupt Comey. Oh god, we had some research sitting that we should have done. A little embarrassing, but we can catch up quick. We can catch up quick enough. We got water vapor? Fuck yeah, water vapor. This is my shit. Okay, let's speak on the radio. We got our support back up. We have no manpower right now, but we're trying. We're doing okay. Operation... Hold on. I'll do a little fuckery to give us a bit more time. Tag, PRM. Give us a little bit more time so we can have a more cinematic battle, I guess. Pacify the Bashkirs, pal. How about that? Tag here. We have no manpower, but we're trying. Finland 1939. Hey! Okay. Okay. I'll save real quick. We got popular support. Our economy is doing great. Invest in some ordnance. Let's do that. Also liquefy state assets. Not too much of a need for that. Okay. Many of the Tsar's generals, several exceptions aside, were veterans from the Russian Civil War, and one thing they all shared was a hatred of communism in every form. That made it difficult when the Berezhniki was concerned. The territory and its valuable resources need to be brought back under state control, but in a way to do so which was causing debate. The syncretic ideology of monarchism and socialism that its rogue governor Kazembek professed with anathema to the military, and nearly to a man that advised the Tsar to give the order to prepare and execute an invasion. Other more moderate members of government believe that those same monarchist beliefs of Kazembek could be appealed to in order to negotiate peaceful reacquisition of the territory. They did concede, however, that some concessions would be required in order to do so. In the end, as in nearly all things, the final decision was made up to the Tsar. Let's try to find a peaceful solution. And then let's fortify this border. A meeting in Eurola. Town of Eurola lies near the frontier between government territory and that of Kazembek's rogue forces in Berezhniki. That makes it ideal for our attempt to broker a diplomatic solution to the recent breakaway of a government before military action is needed. A meeting will be held in Eurola between Kazembek, the rogue governor, and the Tsar. It is hoped that the governor's approval of monarchism will allow him to once again find common ground with his successor and reintegrate his territory. If successful, the lives of many on both sides may yet be saved. Oh, can someone ban those spam bots real quick? McCad, can you do that? Oh god, we're being raided by spam bots. What the fuck? Fuck. 100%. Fuck, how do I mod people? McCad, help! Ban. Wait, what? Can I mod someone here? No, I'll just ban him. Ban. 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 There you go, get the spam bops out of here. It's like they heard I got 1K subs today and they're just swarming. Fuck, we're not gonna have enough time to beat them. So this might get us tied up in a war with the Aryans over here. Those lovable LARPers. Well, Exactly, the Banhammer is strong on this one. Okay, the Aryans are going after these Borsods. So, hey, Kazembek, you want to come back? Oh, God. Are we even going to have time to meet in Eurola? We might not. Oh, God. Hang in there for a few more days, guys. Come on. Okay. Let's do consolidations of Malarosi. As part of the agreement reached between the Kazembek and the Tsar towards reintegration, some concessions to his movement were agreed upon. The primary reason for Malarosi's succession was their ideological position in relation to his state of the purpose and position of trade unions. Said concessions were focused in that direction. Thus, and from this day forward, trade unions within our lands, excepting openly socialist organizations, will be permitted to operate in a less restricted fashion. In this way, though tensions with the Malarosi are unlikely to disappear, they will be reduced to manageable levels. Come on. Accept. Although the meeting between Kazembek and the Tsar was tense, a successful agreement was eventually reached. Though the terms reached were not wholly satisfactory to either party, they were enough to establish acceptance. There we go. Kazembek has agreed that he and his Malarosi will return to Berzniki to state control, allow us to appoint central administrators to oversee the territory, and remove himself from its current government. In the term, the Tsar will grant amnesty to the movement's members, guarantee equal political participation by the movement in any future elections without harassment or impediment by the state's organs, and most importantly, relax restrictions on the formation and operation of labor unions within state territory. Though not all are happy with the Tsar's concessions, most agree that a bloodless solution to this situation is far superior to its alternative, and none can argue with the resumption of resources collection from the government. Okay, so these guys are our puppet. So can we join the war? How's this gonna work? Oh God, we white pieced them. Okay, I mean that works honestly. Edit mode. There we go. Did we break them? No, we didn't. Okay. I was about to say. Posture check. Alright. So they'll get back to it. They'll get back to their boot licking in a second. Probably. Meanwhile, we got Berzniki. What are these guys doing right now? They're still dealing with whatchamacallit. They're going after Vologa, actually, now. Ooh. So that means they might be coming soon. Free civilian factories. Very nice. Let's get going on. Sessions to the Malarosi. Have we recorded the stop yet? No, not yet. How long do we got, then? That's up here, right? 22 days. Okay. Let's go ahead and integrate their troops. When Kazembek broke ties with the central government of Vyatka, many of the local soldiers, sympathetic to the tenets of the Malarosi, followed. Now the government has been returned peacefully to imperial control. These soldiers must be reintegrated into our forces. Given the monarchist sympathies that remain amongst them, we do not expect significant difficulties. With their strength once again added to our own, we will be able to continue our operations against the neighboring states. There we go. Economic minister. We have a good economic minister right now. This guy's he kind of sucks. Negotiations with Kazembek continue, and though a deal is close at hand, he made one final stipulation: a cabinet position in the government for himself. Ooh, 1:30. You probably should go to bed then. Yeah. Well, bye, buddy. Yeah, don't be a stranger, pal. You know, I'll talk to you more soon, too. Bye. The man made sense. The man was a very capable politician and administrator, and the government could both preach mulatto-Rossi-influenced solutions to national problems and also identify sympathetic politicians and officials. Many officials are, unsurprisingly, critical of a suggestion to give a senior government position to one that is seen as both a radical and a traitor, while overseen as a necessary concession towards the state's unification plans for Western Russia. Kazanbek is no fool, and if concession is granted prior to the Tsar's meeting with him, he will not accept a cabinet post without significant influence. Thus, the central question has become whether we will accept leader Mulatto Rossi as an influential figure of our government in exchange for a decisive end to the crisis surrounding his rogue government. Let's refuse and explain carefully why this guy is a fucking idiot. Let's not put it like that, obviously, but we'll put it nicely. No, that's not happening. Alright. Integrating their troops. So we'll get all of their generals. Mulatto Rossi silenced. I don't know about that. So the Bash, these guys are going to be coming after us soon enough. And we're not going to have quite enough manpower. Yep. There comes the justifications. Fuck. Honestly. We might just bypass this really quickly. So we can get these guys. No, actually, now that I think about it, if we don't call these guys in the war, we're gonna keep troops on this border. Therefore, it's gonna make it easier to go to war with them. So let's not do anything. Let's let them come. More military factories. Let's get working on more guns. Could always use more guns. Let's do new workers. Might want to have done research facilities, honestly. Alright, are these guys going to attack into us? It doesn't look like it. Let's do night vision 1. And shoot, if they don't want to attack into us, we might as well attack into them. Corporal Isak Veninen hated Nazis. Perhaps it was because he was Jewish. Perhaps it was because Nazis killed his father. Most likely that was because scores of them were now trying to kill him. They had poured across the border in waves, making a mad dash towards the trenches that guarded Vyatka's eastern front. Vasily had seen them first and raised the alarm. Vasily had been shot in the neck shortly thereafter. The rest of the garrison manned their positions. Isak's ears were ringing, but he could see that his fellow soldiers were firing. So he fired too. He squeezed the trigger. Pop. He squeezed it again. Nothing. Was the gun jammed? He looked at his rifle in confusion. Oh, the bolt. He needed to cycle the bolt. He did. He fired again. A Nazi fell over. They were running away. Had they won? Cease fire! Sergeant Ismailov screamed. We are low on ammunition. Isak wanted to ask a sergeant how this was possible, but then there was a pop in half, and half of Sergeant Ismailov's head was missing. Blood, brains. He threw up. The others were yelling. More were coming. He looked over the top. They were getting closer. How many? He lifted his rifle. Hands were shaky. Pulled the trigger. One fear now. He remembered to cycle the bolt. Squeeze, click. Nothing. He looked at the others. He needed more bullets. More bullets to kill more Nazis. They were all empty. Sak's ears were still ringing. His comrades looked scared. They had run out of bullets before the Nazis had run out of Nazis. What do we do? They asked. Isak didn't know. He said what came to his mind. Fix bayonets! They looked confused. Maybe they didn't hear him. He said it louder. They fixed bayonets. Then they were over the top, rushing forward, screaming, rifles raised, closing the gap. The Nazis did not wish to be stabbed. The Nazis fled. The bayonet is a fine chap. Okay, move in there. Do they have any cores on this? They do, so we're taking their victory points. It's almost pointless to go after this. Is it pointless to go after this too? It is. So let's not worry about the southern front so much. We go north. Try to get that a little encirclement done there. Isak is a fucking chat. I know, man. Attack into there. You attack into there. You see, this is why we're a tolerant empire. Because, goddammit, tolerance exposes you to badass motherfuckers like Isak. Move into there. Maybe don't move into there, actually. Move in. Try there. Try to do a quick little maneuver. Exhaust them out. All of you attack into perm. It'll be perm when we take it back. These guys are going to take that. That's fine. That's just more opportunity for, yeah, us to take perm. And get fucked, Nazi scum. Okay. Let's get the Berezhniki Governorate going. Owing to the successful negotiations between Kazanbek and the Tsar, and the subsequent implementation of the particular discussed, Berezhniki has successfully been reintegrated into the state without bloodshed. Already administrators return to the territory, and while the Mulatto are still present, the state will ensure that, over time, they are displaced from positions of any importance, and thus unable to raise further insurrection. Regardless, with the governorate returned, we now turn our attention to the rest of our local environment. There we go. So we got some free land. We're getting free land. I don't think we'll get cores on this, but we get some better troops, some better divisions. For now, I'll put our troops towards Samara. So we're prepare for the Samara War. We're going to get some more cores, more manpower through here. I believe we get the troops from here too, I want to say. Which I don't think these troops are the best exactly, but I'll take troops. Actually, they have no troops. Well, yeah, we do have to core Berezhniki. Kind of annoying, but okay. That's fine. Scavenge for loot. Let's speak with the grandmaster. To the northeast lies Ghani, an important regional city. It, and the region surrounding it, is controlled by the Order of St. George, a militant religious sect that arose, as we did, out of the chaos of the West Russian War. If we are to continue expanding our influence, we must act to either integrate or defeat them. To this end, and also in recognition of Tsar's deep connection to the Orthodox faith, a diplomatic solution will be attempted first. Envoys will be dispatched, and a meeting between their leadership and ours will be arranged. If fortune favors us, perhaps bloodshed can be avoided. Well, we can hope. We can hope. So already, we're doing pretty damn well. Good, I gotta say. We didn't even need... Ooh. I am gonna go ahead. I'm going to intervene here real quick, just because I'm tired of seeing Omsk win every game and then collapse almost immediately. Tag here. Sorry, Azov. Today's not your game. I actually want a kind of interesting fight. And so you staying alive makes that less interesting because you're gonna die later. Ooh, Cheetah. How are you guys doing? Remember Red October? And Thieves. We're going after Kamchatka. Okay. You're rallying the populace. Gunning down Gorky. So Samar's going to be coming after us soon enough. Huh.